So we all probably know someone that suffers from mental illness or probably experienced it. It can be really tough sometimes, you know. It's not always hard that you see someone or you yourself go through a mental illness because it's really tough, you know. It's really hard to go through because you have so many thoughts. Your mood changes a lot. And you don't feel the same as yourself. But we live now in a generation where some kids are literally faking it to the point where people are actually believing them, and that's pretty much sad because there's so many people, there's so many little kids that post their internet stories saying that they suffer from a mental illness, and they believe and they pretend as proof to like fidget a lot, to wear a certain color, or to do certain things, which is pretty upsetting to say the most least. Because I find that to be the most dumbest trend ever. Because I've seen so many little kids say that they have quote unquote depression by showing that they wear the color black, or by showing their little Bart Simpson edits. I don't know if anyone's, or like listening to a certain song. Like, no, that doesn't really show that you have depression. Because I myself suffer from mental illness. I suffer from depression. If you have the right to believe me or not, you know, I have clinical proof, to be honest, but I'd rather not show you because it's more personal than usual. Even though I'm sharing something personal, it's like more personal information that I'd rather not get into. But like, my depression isn't that bad. It's just mild depression. But anyways, so there are also kids that fake they have anxiety or ADHD or OCD by pretending to fidget, you know, use the little fidget toys, or you know, do little trends of like, you know, have gun shootings. And I'm gonna show you an example at one. I know this one's faked, but it kind of represents on how kids are today and how they fake these trends. Saying that, you know, they have anxiety because of certain things or depression because of certain things. Like, you know, they lie a lot, and I find that to be the most upsetting and most bullshit thing, to be honest with you. It's not fun, to be honest, to make fun of a mental illness sometimes, because it can really ruin the person who's suffering from it, and it can really just, you know, ruin their personality and their perception of that mental illness. And I feel like that's what coming into this society for. You know, our society is kind of fucked if you think about it, because we're going to the point now we see mental illness as a way of, you know, as kids see it as a way to get views in their certain matter, and that's just really really bullshit, to be honest. Like, like, I wish I could just, you know, punch those kids in the face, because they really just are are portraying as a mental illness as being as fake, or you know, as something that shouldn't, as fake, or as, you know, something that doesn't really matter, because those little kids are literally faking it under little TikTok trends or somewhat of that, and it's just pure bullshit if you think about it. Like, if anyone does not know what the real definition of mental illness is basically things that can affect your mood, your perception of life, your personality, basically yourself. And not to get confused with mental health. Mental health is really differently. Mental illness can include the sides of like schizophrenia, depression, anxiety, and many other things that, you know, like OCD and ADHD. Those can really count as mental illness. You know, it really does take a toll on your life suffering from it, because you go through mood swings. You feel like you're not yourself sometimes. You just feel like another person. You feel like an outside body experience, basically. You ask yourself who you are, and it's kind of tough, to be honest. But that's pretty much the topic I really wanted to talk about today, guys. I hope you guys really enjoyed this topic, this opinion and topic that I really wanted to talk about, because it just really saddens me, to be honest, that there are many kids that out there, or many people that really fake their illnesses and pretend like, you know, they suffer from it by showing little symptoms of it. And my name is Rock, and if you guys want to subscribe to the channel, it's always free. You guys always unsubscribe. You know, it's not my problem if you know. if you guys unsubscribe, you have the right to do so. If you don't like my content, you can always unsubscribe. And if you do, you can always, subscribe to catch up more of my content. And if you guys want to see more of my content, you can always check out my TikTok. My TikTok is always available for you guys. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out, guys.